This demonstration is about a DSL to specify graphical notation of modeling languages based on EMF. The specifications are written against an existing metamodel, and in this video I will use the following example metamodel, which you can see on the left, which describes a conceptual model composed of entities containing attributes and associations to other entities. In the description you can see that the main object type that represents the diagram is the conceptual model, and the reference entities is what the object holds. Then we can see that the type entity will be displayed as a node, more concretely as a rectangle with a certain size, and the rectangle as a child figure, which is a label where we're going to hold the entity name. So here this is a binding to the attribute name of entity with a position in the middle and certain size and font, etc. Then this is just another child figure for drawing a line. I will show the resulting diagram working here. So we have the diagram area, we have the palette, so we only see the entity node because that's the only thing that we included in the description. So let me test this. So we have our rectangles, the attribute name, the class name is editable. So let me start with the support for the abstract stereotype. So what I'm going to do, so the abstract stereotype appears above the name of the class. So I'm going to add another child figure on the rectangle, and that will be a label also. In this case, the label as a static content. So I'm just going to say it's a text, and the text will have the abstract stereotype. And I'm going to set position also in the middle, 50%, but a little bit up, and the size. Okay, but the stereotype abstract doesn't appear always. So the next feature I'm going to add here is to make a condition for the appearance of this child figure. So I'm going to say that this is invisible if the abstract attribute is false. So now I will try my diagram again. We create the entity, we see nothing because by default this comes to false, but if I set this attribute to true, we can see the label appearing. Next step, I will show how to provide support for the attributes. First of all, I'm going to create an area inside the entity box where I can place the attributes. So I'm going to say that I want another child figure. I'm going to say it's invisible because it will have no shape. And I'm going to declare that it contains the attributes by providing the reference which holds those attributes. I'm going to set the size also. I'm using a notational element here to say that the size should be 5 pixels from the bottom and 5 pixels from the right, so that this container expands along with the figure. I'm going to set the position, and I'm going to say that the contents of this component will be laid out vertically. Okay. So far I said that there is an area on the rectangle to hold the attributes, but I didn't say how an attribute looks like, which is also a node in our diagram. So I'm going to say that, okay, I want as a node the attributes, and they will be displayed as a label. I will set the size, as in the other examples. I'm going to set the text. So here I'm going to do a little bit more elaborate than the other cases. I will mix static text with dynamic. And here I'm going to say that I want the attribute name and the attribute type. I'm going to set the font size, and I'm going to say it aligns left. Okay, so now I will open the diagram again. So now we have entities, okay, which have like a certain area here where I can place the attributes. Okay, and then I could further edit the attributes. Okay, finally, I will show how to describe links in the diagram. So for that, I'm going to declare as a link the entity extends, because we would like to have a decorator. So I'm going to say that this link has a decorator figure at the ends of the connection, and that will be a triangle with the foreground black and background white and a certain size. So let me open the diagram again. Let me create another entity. Now we see the extends link here, and so I can draw the extends from one to another, and this is my connection.